Hey everyone, it's Jana Verbakel-Leach, Realtor in London, Ontario. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and also to subscribe to my YouTube channel for weekly videos like this to help make you a more informed consumer in today's real estate marketplace. I want to tell you guys a story about a couple that I met today. And this couple was referred to me by past clients whose house I had recently sold. And these particular clients had their house on the market with a different agent about 6 months ago. And they were on the market unsuccessfully. They did not sell. They ended up expiring. The house that they were interested in sold, and they were no longer interested in selling. Now, 6 months ago in London, our market was red hot. Things, I hate to say this, almost sold themselves. But still, obviously, price, presentation, marketing become hugely important, because here's the case where a beautiful home, and their home is beautiful, didn't sell. And I wanted to talk about how you, if you're selling your home, how you can prepare yourself and what types of questions you can ask to make sure that if something is off about the process of selling your home, you can identify it. And that's what these sellers said to me. They said, we just didn't know any better. We didn't know to ask these questions. We didn't know that was not normal or how things were happening. And every showing there was the promise of an offer, and then just nothing materialized. So one of the pieces of information I went through with them, and I kind of even went back to the time that their house was on the market, and it was the importance of understanding the statistics or the data for a particular price point and neighborhood. And so I had pulled the data from the time that their house was on the market and looked at the sale price range within, $40,000 to $50,000 of what their asking price was. And there were a ton of homes that sold in that time. There were 17 homes that sold in a small neighborhood in a short period of time. And the average days on market that it took for a house in that price range and neighborhood to sell was 8 days. That was a number that their agent didn't tell them. So they had no idea that the average house in their area was selling in 8 days, and that the quickest a house had ever sold was 3, and the longest it had taken a house in their neighborhood in that time frame to sell was 12 days. They sat on the market for over 30 days, not knowing if that was normal, not understanding that maybe they needed to change their strategy or be proactive. And days on market isn't the only indicator, but it's certainly a very strong indicator of how you are stacking up against the competition in your price range and in your neighborhood. And without question, that's a number you should be asking your listing agent to provide. How long on average does it take a house in our neighborhood, in our price range, to sell? Because that becomes your benchmark. If you sell below that date, then you're probably going to be really happy. If you're approaching that date, you sort of think, okay, we're hitting that average days on market. Why haven't we sold? And if you really start to float past that date, then I think that's really where you need to take a step back and say, wait a second, something isn't right here, because we are now not the norm. We're not part of that average, and we need to figure out what that is. Is there something wrong with how we've presented the home? Is it something wrong with how we've priced the home? Has the market changed? That is an indicator that you should ask for, so that you can really benchmark how you are performing as a house for sale against your neighbors. And that way you avoid just sort of sitting and wasting time being on the market if the market is saying loud and clear through statistics and data that you're not measuring up. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Don't forget to ask that question before you list the house. It is so powerful. Thanks for watching.